Yo, what up guys, beside me here. Esme the dancer Fragment Fusion has reached its 4th day, and the 5th day, which will be a Friday, will feature a shard opening event, a summon rush if you want to call it that, a hero's part if you want to call it that, but it will all be tied into that, and it will also have a dungeon divers guaranteed tied into that hero's part also. In this video, I want to take a look at some of the legendary champions that you might be getting if you want to pull your shards on that day. Of course, you do need those points, right, from this summon rush. So whether you want to pull ancient shards and void shards, primal shards, or sacred shards, these are the champions that will be featured in that 15x event that will be starting Friday, Saturday. I think it runs all the way to Sunday, 72 hours 15x event, and these are the champions. So whether you're pulling, most likely most players will pull their sacred shards to complete that summon rush. These are 15x champions you might want to slot in, whether you want a white queen Ancora and you have the Cupidas, Rotos, CCR, Flametongue, White King Narcissus. Basically all these champions are paired together, especially Modo the pair. I think this is the first time we're seeing him in the 15x. So a lot of players might be adding Modo the pair into this their one slot 15x, 20x, or even up to a 25x if you keep pulling legendaries without getting that 15x champion you have in there. Cupidas and Venus are in there, White King Narcissus and Ancora are in there, Sifi and Rotos are in there. So it's a Valentine's thing. It's the 14th of February, so it's gonna be the season of, or the day of love, or whatever they call it. So anyways, that's the theme of these champions. I don't see Cardiel. Is it Cardiel and Altan the Shell that pair together? I don't know about that combination. Cisia the Flametongue pairs with who? Who does Cisia pair with? And how come we're not seeing Modo the pair's counterpart? Because we're currently pulling her as a Fragment Fusion. So these are the champions on the list. No epics this time around, just legendaries for the 14th of February. It will run all the way 72 hours of pullings for this champion. So that's the 15x that is going to be happening. So let me know which ones you're going to be pulling for. Are you going for the first shiny champion, Modo, or will you be one of those who is using about 25 void shards to complete a summon rush because you feel like that's a lower, amount of shards than pulling 6, 7, 9 sacred shards to complete a hero's part? Now, whether you want to use the dungeon divers to complete the hero's part or you want to use the shard summoning to complete the hero's part, it will depends on how much energy you have, right? So I'll go over there and count how many fragments I've picked up so far for Esme the dancer. But first, let me draw the line right here. It's Thursday the 13th, and look at a few events that I've already completed right now. So Spider is done, 5 fragments over there. Champion training is done, 10 fragments. That is 15 fragments completed. Dungeon Divers 1 is still going on. I didn't rush my Dungeon Divers with Spider. I'm going to be using a little bit of this Fire Knight to complete the rest of these Dungeon Divers, right? Or maybe even a little bit of Fire Knight farming will not be able to do Dungeon Divers. I might have to switch over to the event dungeon and farm that pinpoint accessories and artifacts and use that to complete Dungeon Divers 1 instead. Now, you do not want to go too hard on this Fire Knight because once your Dungeon Divers is done, you should put a hard stop to it and wait until tomorrow when this hero's part kicks off so you can use the hero's part to continue farming your Fire Knight. Depends whether you're doing it at hard 10, normal 20, 25. That will depend how many Fire Knight battles you have to do to complete Dungeon Divers 1, or if your Fire Knight will carry over to the second hero's part event. Not to worry, we have a dragon tournament coming up again for this hero's part. So even this tomorrow when this hero's part launches, you don't have to go crazy and start pulling your shards. You could wait to see how far you do with dragon before you begin to go deeper into the hero's part. We still don't know what other rewards the hero's part might have, whether it will only contain fragment for Esme the dancer, whether it will contain some perfect souls for champions. We don't know what else is going to make us want to go deeper into this hero's part. If it only contains Esme the dancer fragments, most players might be able to do Dungeon Divers and a little bit of 2, 3 sacred shards to complete it. But if it contains more rewards that make you want to go deep into 9 sacred shards or more, then it's going to make people pull more shards than they really want to this weekend. So it depends on what you want. I personally would want to use my energy to complete that hero's part. I've already started claiming all my energy that we got from the clan vs clan, winning clan vs clan. I also claimed all the energy we got from the clan shop. Oh, I've not used this one. I thought I used this one. Okay, I used this one on this free-to-play account. I've not used it on my main account. So this is another energy source that we can use during this time when we're farming this Dungeon Divers, one that is about to end, and the Heroes Path Dungeon Divers 2. Do I have energy source coming in right here too? I don't. 1 day 20 hours maybe. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my Fire Knight farming. That's what I claim this energy for. But first, let's see how many fragments you should be sitting on right now. And from the count I just did, we see 5, 15. Dungeon Divers 1 is not yet done. I don't know if I had the 10 fragments entirely or I picked up 5 first. I think the fragments were split in this Dungeon Divers, 5 first and another 5 separately. I've not even picked up any one right here. It's still so far away, and we had a lot of complaints, and Playroom said it's because we have less Dungeon Divers in this entire fusion. That's why this Dungeon Divers serves as 2 in 1, grouped into 1. That's why the points are so far apart, right? So let me go over there and see again. 15. By the time I'm done with Dungeon Divers, you have up to what? 25 fragments so far, but I've not gotten this one, so I'm counting only 15. Fire Knight is not yet done on my account right now. Gear enhancement, I completed this with some gear cleansing I had to do from all the spider farming, and so I currently have only 20 fragments so far. By the end of today, which is going to be Thursday, I will be able to get 30 fragments because I will complete Dungeon Divers today. It has a few hours to go, 18 hours. And that's confirmed that by end of today, you should be sitting at 30 fragments so far. So right now, let me go over there to the fragment portal and check out Esme. Currently have only 20 fragments for her, right? So by the end of today, like I said, it's going to be 30 fragments for sure. And yeah, that's the big news that is happening in Raid this weekend. Those players, only those players going for this fusion are supposed to be pulling shards this season. So this weekend, I mean. So if you know you're not going for this Esme fusion, it makes no sense for you to be enticed by this 15x shard opening event, except you desperately need Sifi the Lost Bride, you desperately need a White King Nasus. These are 2 void legendary champions that I think the entire community base desperately needs if they don't have them yet. That if you are still missing out on a Rotos the Lost Groom, if it's your MVP that you've been looking forward to getting, it makes total sense if you're close to Mercy to pull a few shots to see if you can strike gold at your Mercy. And if you're a spender who is going in deep pockets and then want to pick up these essential champions for beating Arena, especially this feels like most of them are Arena MVPs, Sifi, Rotos, Hadiel, even Cupidus, right? So they feel like if you this is your chance to get them, because we normally don't see a Sifi on a 15x often. I think we normally see a Rotos, but definitely I'm like, I don't know who might add, because I don't have any choice but to summon shards this period. The question is, how many shards will I summon? Modo is not the one I want. I know, yes, it seems like a good champion, and from the tests we've seen, his interaction with Stone King, it seems like it's going to be interesting, but we feel like we already have champions in Raid that do far more better than Modo, so most players might not be interested in this. Rotos and Sifi will be the #1 priority. White King Nasus and his counterpart White Queen Ankora might be the second priority for most players. I think those 2 are the top 2 that any player would want to go for during this 15x if you're pulling shards for this Esme the Dancer already. I think that's the only news I wanted to drop right now. I just wanted to show that the fusion is still on. We are still keeping on track. It has not started getting a lot complicated yet. Most things we have to do today is just go into this content, put it on farm, and walk away. With the help of RSL Helper, which has been updated, it auto farms and auto sells bad gear, keeps good gear, and that's what I'll be doing today on my account with my hard mode 10 team, which I have a guide on, right? All right, I think that's all the news I wanted to share right now. Just wanted to let you know to prepare for the 15x that is coming up tomorrow for this Valentine or this season of love, for these champion pairs that are very popular in Raid because of the synergy they have between themselves. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily Raid Shadow Legends content. Will you be doing this Summon Rush or Heroes Path with only Dungeon Divers farming crazy energy amounts, or would you have to pull some secret shards to complete it faster? Later, guys.